Hey there. Decisions. A lot of us right now are faced with pretty serious big decisions that we have to make. And when we don't know the future, when the future is unknown, we create anxiety because anxiety is a fear of the worst case scenario occurring in the future. So our mind starts to wander and go crazy. So how do we make a decision and know that it's the right one? Well, first, we need to understand something about ourselves. And that is that our values, or what is important to us, determine every decision we make. So that means that all of our choices in our lives have been determined and dictated by our value system at the time. Values can change over a lifetime. What you valued as important when you're a teenager will probably be different to what you value as an adult. So the best way to make a decision, and please do look at my other video, if in doubt, buy time, because that is the best way to stall if you're not sure, is to buy time. But let's say you have to make that decision. Well, it's best to know your values. It's best to be sure that they are your values, that they are authentically aligned with what you truly stand for, what you truly desire, what you truly believe for you, not what someone else believes or what a system or culture or society believes. They need to be genuine, authentic values. And this is where a lot of people have gone through their life unconscious to the fact that their values are not really their true aligned heart-based values. They're not from them. They're passed down through their family and society. So what your parents taught you was important may have been what their parents taught them was important. And it may have been a whole ancestral lineage of values which are no longer relevant and may not have been relevant for generations, but you've held on to those as being important. So we are all unique. We all have our own filter system. So if you would like to learn more about that, have a look at my video about the 3 factors that determine your reality. But ultimately, to find out our values, it's very simple. I'm going to show you this now. So all you need to do, and this is best done reflexively. So you need to drop down from your head into your heart. This is where we sense the true intuition and guidance from our heart. Wisdom and guidance, intelligence, intuition comes from the heart field, the electromagnetic field around the heart. So let's drop out of our brain and go down to our heart. So how do we do that? Well, firstly, if it helps, you can close your eyes and put your hand on your heart as an anchor to physically create that focus and consciousness on this area. And just ask yourself, this is a very simple question to elicit your values. Just ask yourself, what is the most important thing to me in this life? And reflexively, you can answer. So we don't want to be thinking about this. This is a reflexive answer. This comes from here. So it may be your relationships is number 1, or it may be mastering your mind, or it may be curiously learning about the world or growing, or it may be your health, or it may be a myriad of things, but it needs to come from you, from your heart, not from your family, not from society. And then to find out, it's best to find out your top 3 values, because it's usually your top 3 values that will determine the choices you make in every decision. Now we will have a list of values that could be miles long if we really wanted to elicit every single thing that's important, but eventually it becomes less of a factor when you make decisions. It's really just the top 3 to 5 let's say generally speaking, that will determine what's important to you when you make decisions. So how do we get the hierarchy? How do we determine the order of value? Well, same simple process. Ask yourself, what is the most important thing to me? And then after that, and then after that, and then after that, and then after that. So you can have up 5 values, for example. For the sake of simplicity, maybe you just want to do the first 3, but ultimately we want to make sure they're from your heart. So for me, my top value is mastering my mind and living in my heart. And then after that, it would be relationships. And then after that, it would be my health. So ultimately, my decisions in my life will be determined by those 3 factors. These can change over time, as I've said, as we mature, as we grow, as we evolve, as we transform, as we learn new things, our values might change. But ultimately, when you want to gauge your success in life, we really want to make sure that our values are aligned with us, with our true heart's desires. Then we will feel the congruency or the alignment with our success. So, what are your 3 values? What are your top 3 values? And are your decisions in line with those values? Creating congruency in your life, alignment in everything you do. It's helpful to know your values. It will help you, inform you when you're feeling you're making the right decisions. And ultimately, we want to make sure we don't have values that are not ours, such as, let me give you an example of value that might not be yours, that you've held on to and thinking that it's yours. Money. Okay, so money might be something that your parents demonstrated was important and they strived for that. They worked their butts off. Making money, putting it away, it gave them security, okay? And maybe that was something their parents taught them, and so on. It was a survival mechanism. Maybe someone way back in the ancestral lineage had a lot of pain and trauma from having nothing, and so they decided that day forth they were going to make a lot of money and never be in that situation again, and that was passed down the family system as a value. But ultimately, you're finding perhaps that money is getting in the way of health, of relationships, of other kinds of important parts of your life, and it's all getting askew. It's out of balance. And money does not give you happiness. If you have a bunch of money and you put it in a nice glass cabinet, maybe in your pool room, is it of value like that? No, it's because money will provide you certain things. Money is an energy. So what is it? What is the driver behind your desire for money? Is it security? Is it comfort? Question these things, and that is your value. It's security, it's not money. Or is it luxury? Is it having freedom? A lot of people don't realize that what their real driver behind money is freedom. So determine absolutely authentically what the real drivers are behind your values, and that is your value. The other thing you can get lost in is sometimes we think that power or popularity or status is a value for us. But ultimately, there's something driving those. Maybe it's because you feel separate or disconnected and you want to feel part of a group. Maybe it's because you're using your self-esteem or self-worth as a way of propping yourself up because you identify with this body a little too much, and that's going to cause suffering. So question your values, determine your values, and then you'll be able to make better decisions. So I hope this has been informative for you. Please subscribe and share if you do resonate, and have an amazing day making quality decisions based on your values. Thanks. Bye.